So, good afternoon, YouTube. I am just going to do an unpacking of a few materials that I ordered so I can kind of start to show you what type of materials I like to work with. So, and seriously, every time I get supplies, I am excited. Like, it never gets old. You know, it's like Christmas every time. So I always order from a company called Dick Blick, which I'm sure most of you artists have heard of. They have really, really reasonable prices, and they usually offer pretty good discounts, and you can actually get a membership. And I think it's something like 10% discount on anything you buy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share some of these supplies with you. Okay, so this is one of the staples in my arsenal. Odorless Terpenoid, Weber's Odorless Terpenoid. It is a brush cleaner that is odorless, and I'm sure this is still toxic on some level, even though you're not smelling the fumes of a traditional terp. I'm sure there's still, you know, so I try to keep it limited and definitely close it every time I walk away. And I just work out of the little silicoil tank, so a little bit of Weber's Odorless Terpenoid. And so this is the replenishment of brushes that I got. Go ahead and open this up here. I'll show you my favorite brushes in the whole world. I haven't found another brush better. I prefer a stiff synthetic, and I use that alongside of the soft Kolinsky sables made by Old Holland for blending purposes. But this is the Silver Bristlon white synthetic brush in the round shape, as you can see, and the round shape, and it's 1900 series, so if you want to look this up online, Silver Bristlon 1900 rounds. I typically use rounds over any other brush shape because I just prefer it, you know. So, and it has really, really good resiliency, really good snap, and I just absolutely die over these brushes. I actually got my art store to carry them when I was living in Chicago. I begged them to carry them, and they ended up selling very well. They brought them into the store, and they got really popular. So these are the synthetics I use. As I mentioned, I use the Old Holland Kolinsky Sables, which is an animal hair brush for the blending purposes. Now these are some of the usual paints I get from Old Holland Oil Paint Company. I love this blue gray. It's a really, really nice, thick, very, very thick, pale blue gray. About $20 for this tube. So it's a little bit on the pricier side, but it's incredible, and it cools colors down in a really, really nice way. Not dramatically, but very, very subtly. And this is my staple. I cannot live without this. This is the Chevening Warm Gris, which is a beautiful, soft, warm, buttery gray, and it has a yellow undertone. And I use this, I go through this probably faster. Probably it's my second fastest painting. The first would obviously be white. So. Oh, and this is like interesting new packaging, or I guess I just haven't seen this by Williamsburg. But I also really, really love the Williamsburg Paint Company. They make very, very high quality paints. Got the Van Dyke Brown, which is a staple. Mars Violet. This is a very interesting color. It's extremely powerful and strong. It's like a red, maroon color that's very cool and has violet blue undertones. And then of course Williamsburg makes a great raw umber, which is another common in my artisanal, or my arsenal. Looks like they've included a free sample, not for resale. So Williamsburg, cool. Thank you so much, Williamsburg. Grab my awesome scissors here. There we go. Seriously, I love this. Like, it never gets old. And I like to save these little boxes to put like gold flakes and stuff in, you know. Any little boxes like this I love. Okay. Cool, just like a little card. Wow, okay. Totally killing it, Williamsburg. Thank you so much. I'll definitely put a link in the description box for the company. They've sent me an iridescent pale gold, an iridescent pearl white. That sounds really cool. And this is different. This is called an interference blue. Huh. I'll have to definitely open this one up just to kind of, what does this look like? Oh, that's weird. Wow. Okay, so it's like a pearly blue color. Very interesting. I don't know what I would use that for, but I absolutely love it. So thank you so much. And looks like that's it. So got 3 samples, replenished my art supplies, got some new brushes because my other ones were getting very, very frayed. What I do to extend the life of the brush is I use that artist soap. I'll have to maybe put a link in the description box of that brand. But when I'm done with a painting session, I just kind of switch these brushes around in there, and just to make sure that I extend the life of the brush, you know. But typically I burn out a brush in about a month, month and a half. And by that I just mean these bristles like splay out, and I just don't get I can't get the detail work that I usually get. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this unpacking, and happy painting, and I am going to get back to work.